After over 20 years here at Temple Beth Shalom, I am proud to say that before I came to offer these words of Torah, I checked, and both my shoes were tied. Some of you realize what an accomplishment that is, and it's really pretty incredible. And Nathaniel, Dad, are your shoes tied? We're 3 for 3. What an incredible honor to stand before you. And a few months ago, when we had our annual meeting, I shared that beautiful reading that my congregation, my synagogue, is a place where everybody sings together, and we felt it that night, many nights, and we certainly felt that tonight. But there's also another saying, another little piece of rabbinic wisdom that I find myself sharing quite often that I want to reiterate here as I stand before you on this Shabbat. Moshe comes to talk to God, Samuel comes to talk to Moshe, and Izzy comes for the brownies. Now this is really important tonight because I happen to know that Simonetta Steyer made brownies. Isn't that really why we all showed up tonight? Mandel bread, brownies, cookies. I only imagine what Carol Canarack might have baked for tonight. And I look out and I wonder, did Heidi make something? We have some amazing, amazing bakers and chefs and cooks. And underneath that beautiful challah cover is a chocolate swirl challah made with garden fresh eggs that were harvested from their chickens just days ago around the corner from Temple Beth Shalom. Izzy comes for the brownies, right? But I share that with you not just for those little pieces of thanks and appreciation for all that contribute and all who bring to make sweetness, but because that piece of wisdom is a truth that I have seen at our congregation and I want to continue to see at our congregation. When I was talking with Mark and Heidi all of those years ago, that was my vision of the community I wanted, and that was the vision. That is the vision that I see in our congregation all of these years, decades later. Moshe comes to talk to God. In this place, I witnessed so many people have opportunities to have that connection with something greater. And Samuel comes to talk to Moshe. That so many of us, in so many ways, have found that comfort of friendship and fellowship. How many ways do we see those moments of connection? The eggs came to us because of community connections. The first people who will get to taste the challah are my friends from the interfaith community. How many of you have I had that opportunity to make those moments of special connection? We have played some grand games of Jewish geography that continue to amaze me to this day and age. In this congregation, we do find comfort in friendship and fellowship. And finally, yes, there are brownies and cookies. There is song and even a little dance. Jill said, just do an interpretive dance of your 20 years. We have watched, I would too, Marilyn. We have watched films together. We have had concerts together. We have had potlucks together. We have found in this place sustenance of body and spirit. I have seen it. I've been part of it. I have been honored to have moments to lead it. I have seen all of those things in this community. And tonight, as I say thank you so many times, I'm going to say thank you a lot. And I do actually have a request. Speaking of sustenance of body and spirit, I mentioned that I have pomegranate puckers. I have lots of pomegranate puckers. I have been made to promise that I will, as soon as services are over, I will leave this building and go over to the social hall to greet everybody, and I will take the puckers with me. If you would like a pomegranate pucker tonight, you have to come and find me and wish me well and our community well. Deal? And I will say that when we start talking about sustaining each other, Bill, I see you back there, and I know that you're here because Charlie couldn't be, and that's the power and beauty of our congregation. So just make sure that you do get a pucker for Charlie too. As I stand before you and I share that value, one of the things I do want to do is share Torah. That is why all of those years ago in religious school and at summer camp, just the beauty and power of the lessons of Torah, that way of reminding us of how to move through the world. And tonight, I want to share Torah that I hope will empower and invigorate our congregation. Now, the Torah portion tonight is Ki Tisa. And I want to reassure you that I have good guidance from my rabbinic mentor and also from my interfaith clergy partners as well, because I offered them the first opportunity to hear what I would say for Ki Tisa. Because you see, in Ki Tisa, you actually have the story of the golden calf. Think about the story of the golden calf, right? Moses takes too long up on the mountain, and the people get really impatient, wondering where this is going. They're waiting for Moses, and what do? They make an idol. And Moses comes down the mountain and he gets really upset with the congregation and the community, and he throws down the 10 Commandments. They shatter. God gets upset. The people get upset. Moses gets upset. You all see the value of that, right? Probably not. My father said, no, don't say that to the congregation. Pastor Nicole said, nah, that's not for tonight. Don't worry. There are plenty of congregations where there is a lot of upheaval in their community, but in fact, that is not the lesson for tonight. That is not where our congregation is, and that to me is the beauty of our Torah. Rabbi Ben Bagbag said, turn it, for everything is in there. There are those moments of upheaval, but there's two other things that happen in this Torah portion, and that's what I want to call your attention to tonight. One of them is this incredible moment in the midst of all of that upheaval of the golden calf, where Moses says to God, I'm not sure I can do this. God, I need your help and I need your support. I need to see you, God. I need to feel the weight of your presence. And God says, you can't do that directly, panim el panim, face to face in this moment, but there is chen be'enecha. There is grace before my eyes. And what I'm going to do, Moses, is I'm going to put you in a cleft of a rock so you can be in that place. You'll get to look out past that crack, and I will cover you with my hand, and you, in that moment of upheaval, of fear, of uncertainty, will feel that protection of the divine. That you will feel the universe protecting you, the earth is protecting you, I'm protecting you, so you can go on with that mission. I stand before you tonight, and I wear the talit from my bar mitzvah. My parents and my family have helped protect me and guide me to get me to this place. And it's not just my bar mitzvah talit, but the tzitzit on this talit were actually tied by my children. And how many times have I gotten to wear this talit before this congregation? How many times have people from this congregation, whether it's my family or this community, have risen up, just like God did for Moses, to offer me that shelter, to offer me that care, to let me peek through to find a place that is high and holy, to help me connect with the divine. How many times have I had that incredible support? That happens in this Torah portion. And then almost immediately after, something else happens. B'Tzalel, who is the one who comes forward with creativity, with wisdom and insight, comes forward to lead the people of Israel to build the Mishkan, to that place that God would dwell. What better story than for a night like this, when we're celebrating my opportunity to come here and be part of the building of a Temple Beth Shalom, a house of holiness and harmony and peace, than to read that story of Bezalel, that there are those times where I have had that opportunity with my creativity and with my enthusiasm and my energy to be part of building this place where God can dwell. But here's the other thing, and it's an absolutely beautiful part. There is a teaching in Zohar. I think in 20 years, this might be one of the first times I have mentioned Zohar from this bima, book of Jewish mysticism, and if anybody wants to crack it open and explore its steps, please feel free. It is very confusing. It is very strange. I think I am finally old enough, actually, being over 40 and married, to study Zohar, to study Jewish mysticism. So I share with you tonight an absolutely beautiful teaching. Bezalel is not just the one who builds the tabernacle. He's not just the one who directs the people. There is a beautiful teaching that if you look at his name, Bezalel, it means in the shadow of God. Now, I told you about this moment where Moses stands in the cleft of the rock and God protects him, but the Zohar explains that it's not Bezalel being in the shadow of God, but it's Bezalel, that human, that went and cast the shadow so that the people of Israel would have a safe and secure place to gather as a community in order to build the tabernacle. That's what I have had, just as I talk about the ways that you all have protected me and sheltered me and given me those opportunities to reach forward. How blessed am I? How honored am I that I have been given so many opportunities to stand before you, to bring this community together with creativity, with enthusiasm and energy to build this incredible and beautiful place. I have had that opportunity to be that Bezalel, to offer protection and guidance, to bring chen and chesed and rachamim to this community, and I have felt all of you be offered that chen and chesed and rachamim just as Moses did, that God did for Moses in that moment. I stand before you sharing my experience, but I don't do so just to say thank you. I do it as a challenge. Let us all, thinking about the Moseses and the Samuels and the Izzies, the people who are coming looking for spiritual connection, the people who are looking for fellowship and friendship, the people who are looking for sustenance of body and spirit, let us find ways to be those people and to connect with those people and care for those people. Let us all be those who find ways to shelter and protect, to let people become their greatest selves, and let all of us, as we are part of this community, find this place, this Temple Beth Shalom, come together in this place, finding its place of shelter and comfort and connection, so that we can continue to do that work, as our ancestors did in the wilderness so many generations ago. They built a Mishkan, a place for God's indwelling presence and a place for the community to assemble. We have done incredible work in the 40-plus years of this congregation's life, in the 20-plus years that I have been there. Let us, as we continue this journey, continue to find ways to live out those values of Torah here at Temple Beth Shalom and beyond.